This video is sponsored by Amino. If you don't already know what Amino is, it's a collection of mobile communities all within one app. You probably already know of them from a video that I did with them a while ago, but with the new game Sun and Moon, there's a new selection of Amino to go along with it. All you've got to do is download the general Amino app, and boom! You can enter the brand new Pokemon Sun and Moon community. It's a great place for sharing tips, tricks, and what you're finding fun about these new games. I'd say that my favorite kinds of posts would be the ones where people show off their shinies. Hey, I've even found one too. You can also follow whoever you want. I'm on there, so if you want to follow me, then I'll leave a link in the description. Also in the description will be the links that you'll need to download Amino, so check them out. So it's finally time to continue my version differences series with Pokemon Sun and Moon. Don't worry, I haven't skipped the rest. I'm just extremely eager to analyze all the differences between these two games at this moment in time. While it's true that there may be a sequel at some point for Sun and Moon, as has been the case with the majority of generations, the last few years Pokemon has really been making some unexpected moves. X and Y didn't even get a sequel at all. This may also be the case for Sun and Moon, so I'd rather do this video now instead of having to wait for a sequel that may never even come out. But in any case, today we're going to be taking a look at all the version differences in Pokemon Sun and Moon. Let's begin! So as usual, the title screens are different, with each featuring their respective cover legendary. The footage that plays after this, however, is the same in each game. Let's get into the version exclusive Pokemon. Pokemon Sun has the Alolan Vulpix, Cranidos, Tortuga, Cottony, and Rufflet lines, as well as Persimmon, Turtonator, and of course Solgaleo. Two of the new Ultra Beasts, being Buzzwole and Kartana, are also version exclusive. Pokemon Moon has the Alolan Sandshrew, Petilil, Shieldon, Archon, and Volibee lines, as well as Oranguru, Drampa, and Lunala. The two new Ultra Beasts exclusive to Moon would be Pheromosa and Celesteela. Rockruff's evolution Lycanroc has two version exclusive forms. Well, kinda. Lycanroc here is a special little snowflake because even though any Rockruff you catch will only evolve into one form of Lycanroc in that specific game, being midday for Sun and midnight for Moon, you can actually catch both forms of Lycanroc wild in the same game. Now there is one version exclusive feature of these games which is unlike anything seen before. Pokemon Sun and Moon are actually set at different times of day, with Moon being set at night and Sun being set at day, which is something that I actually predicted in one of my videos a while back. It wasn't exactly implemented the way I thought it would be though. Sun and Moon are actually set 12 hours apart. This simply goes off the time of your 3DS. Pokemon Sun plays based on the real time of your 3DS, whereas Pokemon Moon shifts it back 12 hours. Seeing as most people play during the day, this was probably done to provide the best atmosphere for each game. The day and night cycle are still in these games, but in Moon you'd have to play at night for it to show up as day in your game, and the opposite is true for Sun. Trainer customization was a very well loved feature from X and Y that carried over to this generation. However, in Sun and Moon, there are a few articles of clothing that are not available in both versions, though this is mainly limited to color variants of clothing instead of completely different pieces. Colors that are exclusive to Sun would be red, yellow, orange, pink, and beige, whereas Moon has green, blue, navy blue, purple, and grey. A new feature implemented in these games would be the Festival Plaza, a place where you can interact with other players, access stores to get special items, and more. It's actually pretty reminiscent of Join Avenue from Black and White 2. Anyway, there are certain stores and store ranks that can only originally be obtained in either Sun or Moon, though it is possible to obtain these ranks and stores by connecting with players of the alternate version. As is the same with all paired versions, all Pokemon have different Pokedex entries in each version. As for the main story, there actually aren't too many changes. The Totem Pokemon of your first trial is different though. In Sun you face Gumshoes, whereas in Moon you face Alolan Raticate. The backgrounds for those battles are also different as well. As for the rest of the main story, as is usual for paired games, there are very few differences. When you visit the Tidesong Hotel for the first time, you're greeted by Cena and Dexio, and one of them will offer to battle you. However, which one you battle is dependent on your version. In Sun you battle Dexio, while in Moon you battle Cena. And then in the post-game when they allow you to use Mega Evolution, you'll be able to battle whichever one you didn't battle earlier in the game. You can come up against them both in the battle tree later anyway, but it's just something interesting that's different during the main story. The main story plays out the same in each version, but the climax is centered around a different legendary Pokemon. being Solgaleo and Lunala respectively. As for post-game, the only difference known of so far is that Trial Captain Kiawe is only battleable in Sun, while Mallow is only battleable in Moon. During the end credits, a different image will be shown at the end depending on your version. There are a couple of in-game locations that were switched around too. In Sun, there are locations by the names of Altar of the Sun and Lake of the Moon, whereas in Moon, the locations are called Altar of the Moon and Lake of the Sun. Though, the alternate locations can actually be accessed in both games by passing through a portal at the game's respective altar at the opposite time of day. This is also how you obtain the Pokemon Cosmog. Cosmog evolves into Cosmoem at level 43, but after level 53, Cosmoem will only evolve into Solgaleo in Pokemon Sun and Lunala in Pokemon Moon. But that's just about all for version differences in Pokemon Sun and Moon. The next video in this series will probably be going back to Generation 5. I'm sorry it's out of order, I just really wanted to cover Sun and Moon. If you're interested in more things Sun and Moon, I'm currently doing a Sun and Moon Let's Play on my second channel Luvi right now, as well as the odd tutorial here and there. If you want to see more version differences videos, then you can click this little feature to go to the first video of the series. But as always, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye!